Hey, good evening, everyone. Welcome back to another VW Camper. Sorry I wasn't here last week. I had some personal things to do. I wasn't in town. I wasn't back in time to put out a show for you. But I'm back this week. I was going to do 2 issues tonight, but I've decided not to because there's really not a lot to do next week. So I'm going to try and pair that one with the following issue, hopefully. Also saying that, I'm hoping those of you who've been watching for a while and I'm on various streams, I've had a lot of internet problems where my computer would drop the connection on, off, and it's not on Wi-Fi, it's Ethernet. And then my speed would drop, and then I'd be getting like 2 megabits a second, and I've got a little white box. I've got like a power line adapter outside, and I replaced them recently thinking that was the problem. But once they're like reset, I get like 70, 80 speed roughly. And then after a few minutes, there was a pattern. It would drop down to like 2. And it was really winding me up. And I was on the phone to I was on chat with the technical support for the adapters and standard drill, going through everything. Have you tried unplugging it? Have you tried resetting it? Yeah, I've done all that. You know what it's like. I said, but that's what I'm telling you. Like, if I switch it off and back on, my speed comes back, and then after a few minutes, the speed drops right down. Right. Anyway, long story short, it turns out it was my Ethernet cable. I mean, I've had it for about 2 years, and it never touched it. I've never put it in and out, or it's just been plugged in and ran. And I can't see anything wrong with it. But I've put a new one on, and touch wood, for the last 2 days, I've not had a single problem. So, yeah. Hopefully, the internet will be good. I don't want to jinx it, but I probably already have. But no, it was the Ethernet cable. So I don't know how they can just go faulty. But I've replaced it, different one, and everything's good. And I checked it as soon as I got home, because normally overnight it'll reset and go to 1, 2. But yeah, the last 2 mornings and evenings, I've come home from work or woke up in the morning, just check the speed, let's just see, and it's been stable. So anyway, let me go through some chat, and then we'll start the build. It's really warm in here, as always. It's like a hot box, this room. So we've got Steve131 in. Steve, evening all. Hi, Steve. We've got Lee in. Hi, Alex, all in chat. Have a good build. Thank you, Lee. How are you? Steve says hi to Lee. Dave, DS Models, says, hi, everyone. Good luck with your build and show, Horlixs. Thank you very much, Dave. Hope you're okay. Mark Smart says, good evening, everyone. Or is it good? Ben Zuzeman. Yeah, I'm no good at German, but yeah. I was going to come on to that. Peter Webster says hi to Alex. So hi, Peter. How are you? Peter says hi, Steve, Lee, Dave S. and Mark. Mark says hi to Peter. Lee says hi to Peter. Dave Mac Build says good evening, everyone. Good luck with your build, Alex. Have a great show. Thank you, Dave Mac. How are you? Good evening, Steve, Lee, DS Models, Mark, Peter. Mark says good evening to Dave Mac. Peter says hi to Dave Mac. Yorkshire Crafter says good evening, Horlixs and everyone. Hi, Julie. How are you? Peter says hi, Julie. Dave Mac says evening, Julie. Yorkshire Crafter says hi, Peter and Dave. Peter Webster says I got my next VW pack today with my next free gift. Well impressed. Oh, nice. Nice. Yeah, the last free gift I had was the mug so far. I've had a screw part that's not a screw part. Not the one advertised. No, it was supposed to be in a toolbox, wasn't it? And we ended up with a little screw part, so it wasn't quite as advertised. And I've had, the posters, which are down there, and I've had the mug, and that's what I've had so far. Peter says they can break internally. Oh, really? Yeah, I mean, as I say, I mean, it's round the edge of the room. Like, it's just odd, isn't it? And it, you know, it was working, but just on and off, it was just odd. Lindsay says, "Evening, Alex and everyone." So, hi, Lindsay. Stuart says, "Hi, Alex. How are you?" Thank you. Yeah, I'm good, thanks. Yeah, not too bad. Yeah, not too bad at all. Peter says hi to Lindsay. Peter says hi to Stuart. Dave Max says, "Evening, Lindsay and Stuart." Gillian says, "Good evening, Horlixs and everyone in the chat." So, hi, Gillian. How are you? Dave Builds says, "Evening to Gillian." Peter says, hi to Gillian. Gillian says, "Good evening, Dave Mac." Stuart says, "Dave, Peter, hi." Gillian says, hi to Peter. Mark says, "Evening, Gillian, Lindsay, and Stuart." So Stuart says, "Mark, hello." Steve says, "Evening, sir," to Dave Mac. And Steve says, "Peter Webster, evening, young man." And Peter says, "You still have 3 die-cast buses and a backpack." Yes, because I pay with PayPal, so that's one of the. You get 2, don't you? And then if you pay with PayPal, you get a third, if I'm right. So yeah, I pay with PayPal too for that. And Peter says, "How you been, Steve?" So yeah, Mark's German thing. So in the group, he messaged and said, "Oh, I got my new VW pack today, except issue 59 is in German." I thought, "Oh, do you know what? I didn't even check mine. I mean, I got my package last week, I think it was. So yeah, I got 59 up to 62, is it? Yeah, 62. And my same issue as Mark's is in German, 59. So yeah, I did have a laugh. I was like, "No." So I'm sure I can probably go by pictures, but it's all in German. Just issue 59, which is the same as Mark. So yeah, I need to take up a German class, like ready for 2 weeks' time, so then we can rattle through this. Now I could ring them and just get a replacement. I don't need the parts, but I wouldn't want them to send me more parts because I've got nothing wrong with them. I don't know whether they'll be able to just send me the magazine on its own or whether they have to send the parts as well. Because I guess the downside to it being in German, I mean, I could probably use a translate app or something, but obviously all the information's all in German as well. So I guess there is that. The Volkswagen. Yeah, I'm sure it's just a mistake. Well, it was a mistake. I don't think they would have done it intentionally. I might give them a ring Monday. I'll ask them if they can just send me the mag. If they can't, I might just tell them not to bother. So yeah, let's see how it goes. Dave Matt says, "Not putting your bus on tonight." Do you know what? I completely forgot. Let me. You just want me to advertise the Bluetooth, don't you? Just get the app open. Scan. Where are you? Oh, I need to turn it all on first. Because everything's Alexa controlled as well in this room, and I haven't got the power up there at the moment. So if I push that button, that will turn everything on. And why aren't you working? There it is. I had to reset the app because it had been left open. Shameless plug. So yeah, if you want the Bluetooth for the Routemaster and the app, head over to Partware Upgrades, push all on, and then bus lights up. There you go, done. Right, anyway. Ian says, good evening all. Hi, Ian. How are you? Steve says, another fun day at the QE. Ian says, hi, Dave, and Sir Dave. Have I missed a Dave? Hi, Dave, and Sir Dave. That's it. Dave McBill says, evening to Ian. Peter says, hi to Ian. Mark says, hi, Ian. Good evening. Steve says, Ian. So yeah, good evening. And Steve says, Mark's mods. Good evening. Peter Webster says, mine was English. Peter, yeah. Mark says, I rang them and they're just sending me the magazine. Oh, brilliant. Okay, well, I'll do that then. As long as it's just the mag. Yeah, I don't see them. I don't want them to waste parts. So cool. I'll ring on Monday then. Hi, Ian. Ian says, hi, Julie, Mark, and Ted. Steve says, my Revel Routemaster came today, was smiling. Like young Mark with his Trumpy Titanic, came an epic kit. Yeah, amazing. Peter says, great, Steve, enjoy the build. And Mark's mod says, good evening at Steve. Yeah, I showed you last week, I think, on the other show, but for the benefit of those that may have missed it, obviously it's my birthday this month and I kindly got sent this to do Samba Bust Flower Power. Yay. So I'm really looking forward to starting that at some point. I need to go through, work out what colours and paints and etc. I need. But thank you, Geordie Dave and family, for that. So yeah, it's from Geordie and all the family, Gillian and Warren and Danno and all of them. So yeah, thank you so much. Really appreciate that. Peter says, great, Steve, enjoy the build. Mark says, good evening at Steve. And Dave Mack says, I spent most of the afternoon putting more photo etch parts on the Missouri build. Right. I bet it's, is it warm? Is it warm in your workshop? I bet it is. Or were you doing it indoors? So I know you've got your workshop now, haven't you? You set up. Well, I guess you've got fans and that in there because it was really nice warm day today. And it's supposed to get hotter, isn't it, as well? Which is nice. I'm not going to moan about it. But as long as I've got a fan on the go, I'll be all right. So let's change cameras. Let's get on with the build because that's what we're here for. So yeah, 54 I'm doing, which is the other side of the suspension. So we're suspension 2. So it's pretty much the same as last week. And as I said, like, I was going to do the next issue as well. I was going to do, 55. But the problem is, spoiler, next week it's just pushing that on the axle, either side, from the ones from last week as well. And then it just says to take the drum off and store it somewhere safe anyway. So it's just pointless doing. So I think I'll probably have a look at that next week and perhaps do 55 and 56 together, or I'll have to have a look at the issues coming up. But for today, we're just going to do this suspension. And yeah. Dave McBill says, yeah, it's like an oven in the shed. Yeah, I bet. And that was with the door open. God. Yeah, you want to get a fan, don't you? Actually, one of them aircon units, but they are expensive. But we had one and they were amazing. You'll be freezing in there. Steve says, Geordie Dave, nice one. And Peter says, I will do next pack of Rossi bike and VW pack Sunday when I've got no grandkids. When I've got no grandkids here. Happy days. So yeah. Okay, so let's have a look at the parts then. Take all this out. I think we are all good here. So we've got the brake mechanism there. We've got the brake drum. We've got the right rear suspension arm, which does have an R on it, so that's good. We've got the right side. We've got the suspension shaft. We've got the spring. We've got the arm cover. And then we've got a selection of screws. So BP05 we have. We've got BP04. And then we've got BP11. So they're all good. And now we can start the build. So this is the part we had last week. So we fixed this side up. And so we're going to be working on the other side. Try and get you a good view. It's getting more difficult to sort of. It's a bit blurry. I might get rid of the autofocus and see if I can focus you manually. See how that works out. Okay, so place the right suspension arm onto the rear chassis assembly as shown in the picture, taking care to fit the post of the right bearing into the inside hole shown in the suspension arm. Okay, yeah. So yeah, it will only fit one way. So it's going to go this way. That should marry up in there. That will go in there. Like so. We're in. Okay, check the bearing is flush as shown in the picture, which it is. Secure the suspension arm with a BP04 screw. So BP04. So that will go into there. No, it won't. And a BP11 screw following the indicated picture. Right, yeah, I've done that wrong. It's the heat. I've just put that screw in the wrong hole. The BP04 goes into this hole here. And then we want a BP11 screw with a washer to go in the other screw. In the other hole. There you go. So it's so warm. Look, making mistakes. That's not like me. Okay, so that's that done. That's correct now. That's holding that into place. So next, we're going to fit the suspension spring into its housing at the bottom of the chassis. So that's going to go into there. See, this is where we had the problem last time, wasn't it? Because it wasn't quite sitting right. Let me just put that back on there. Okay, so we can now turn the page, and then we're going to fit this suspension shaft so that its bottom end is inserted into the spring housing, and the post of the suspension arm fits into the upper support on the shaft. So yeah, that's going to be pushed down into there. Oh, let me just change that again. There you go. So that's going to push down into there and fit onto there. And then we're going to secure that in from the inside here with a BD05 screw. Which is going into metal. So I'm going to get out the oil. Just to make that a little bit easier for me. Yep. And there we go. That is that in place. And then we are our suspension. Okay, so with that being done, we're going to put the cap over our screw here. Nice click, and match the other side. And then carefully identify and install the brake mechanism and drum for use in a later assembly. So there we go. There the screws for putting away, which I can do because we made some more labels last week. Video 5, there you go. So yeah, very quite a quick issue, and that is they'll go with the other ones from the last issue we did. And then that's it. View of the rear assembly with the right rear suspension arm installed. So yeah, brilliant. So let me come back up. Okay, so Peter says, sorry, Steve says, Peter, how many grandchildren have you got? Julie says, hi Ian, how's you and the family? Ian says, hi Julie, we're all okay, thanks. Trying to keep cool. I don't get on well with the heat. Yeah, it's nice, isn't it? But it gets to a point where it's a bit too much. And when it starts interfering with my sleep. Stuart says, nicely done, Horlixs. Thank you very much, Stuart. Peter says, I have 11, Steve. Wow. Wow. Dave Mack says, nice work, Alex. Peter says, nice job, Alex. Steve says, nice one, Peter. And Lindsay says, excellent. So, yeah, thank you very much. I don't think there's anything else to report. I know someone asked me the other day on one of my messages, can't remember who it was now, asked how my Lego was going. I've not touched it. Although the other night I was sat here and I did make all the chains. So I've made them into 10s. And then I've just got to put them all together. But I haven't touched it. It's been a bit warm. But I do want to get that done, tested, see it working, enjoy it for a few days, and then I'll strip it apart again because that'll be sold and go towards my holiday fund. Because I like building Lego. Lego is the only thing, I love building it, but I don't necessarily like keeping it. So once I've built it, the fun's gone for me on Lego. So, yeah. That's about it then from me. I just keep. I don't. As far as I don't know of anything coming up at the weekend as of yet. But there may well be a surprise stream pop up or something from someone. Sometimes Dave may do a stream, but it depends on, if he's busy or not or what he's up to. So I just have to keep an eye out for notifications and things like that for the weekend. But the next one is the normal Crafty Chris and Julie on Monday at 7 p.m. They'll be doing the Disney Dolls House, and that is getting huge. So yeah, that's getting a bit much for them to build on the table. But yeah, it's like the bus, isn't it? Like once it starts growing, it's going to be like this as well. It is difficult to get it's difficult for streamers to get good angles so you can see what we're doing, but hopefully we're doing okay. I know the ladies are doing fantastic. So yeah, please check them out and give them your support on Monday. I will be then returning on Monday at 8 p.m, providing the ladies have done their issue okay. I always say that, like, and I think Chris and worries sometimes that they're going to overrun, and it really doesn't matter. Monday was their night. It's their doll's house. I've just gone in at 8 because it was free. If it runs over, it runs over. I'll be on from 8 o'clock. Let's say that on a Monday. Normally it is, but if it's 8:30, it's 8:30. So, but I'll be doing the tank, more of the leopard tank for Ian. So yeah, we'll get some more of that done. I'm actually really looking forward to these next coming up issues because there's some electronics and stuff. One of the issues is a bit, what was I going to say, confusing. And I don't think I'm going to follow the steps for that at the moment, but I will reveal all on that show, and I'm sure Peter will have an answer for me as well. So yeah, that's to come on Monday. And then Tuesday, we're back with Crafty Chris at 7 for her Eddie Stobart, and that's another fantastic looking build. Again, if I had the room and the money, I probably would have done that as well. But yeah, so that's on Tuesday. And then after that, 8 o'clock should be the Titanic build. And yeah, talking about that, obviously most of you have probably heard all the news about this submersible that went missing and everything, and I saw the update today. So yeah, it's very sad, and a bit like Mark, a bit mixed feelings about the whole thing, but thoughts go out to all the families and stuff, of the people that were inside the vessel. So yeah, it's all a bit sad, but yeah, that's just a brief look at what's coming up. It's the same, you're all regulars. I think you know the schedule off by heart by now anyway. So yeah, thank you all for joining. Ian says nice quick one, Alex. Nice one, thank you, Ian. Lindsay says I have 25, Peter. Wow. Dave says, well done, Horlixs. Thank you very much, Dave. And I hope you and Christine are well and okay. I know it's warm. Stuart says, okay, stay cool, everyone. If it gets too hot, I just get in the freezer. John's one making says, nicely done, Horlixs. Thanks, John. Peter Webster says, sod that, Lindsay. Mine cost me a fortune as it is. Oh, dear. Mark says, I'm live on Sunday with Kevin and Nexus reviewing the new Fan Home Optimus Prime build. Oh, okay, there you go then. So Mark and Nexus will be on Sunday at 7 p.m. Yeah, reviewing the new Fan Home Optimus Prime build. Awesome. Lindsay Spill says, most of them are adults, Peter. Peter says, my next VW pack is really quite weighty this time. More chunky metal parts. Oh, cool. Ian says, take care all. Have a great weekend. Thank you, Ian. You too. I hope you have a good weekend. Dave Max says, another great show. Big thumbs up. Ian says, how's the flood? Yeah, all sorted. Yeah, that was Oh God, yeah, another subject. Was it Monday? I think it was. I sent that. It was either Monday or Tuesday. No, it was Tuesday. Went into work as normal, and then one of my colleagues come out and went, "It's been a flood." And I said, "Oh, you know," I took it with a bit of pinch of salt. You know, we've had a flood before, but it was because of a pipe that burst upstairs. But no. It literally, we had all that storm, and we had really hard rain. Because I'm an industrial estate as well, with a building site up there, building new units, and I think a lot of the rubble and dirt and grime has been washed down and probably blocked the drains over time. But it absolutely flash flooded, and it was like a torrent coming through both the back doors, and right that deep in water. All in the warehouse. Luckily, we got racking. There was minimal damage. There was some computer components. You know, like the power bricks you get for things, like, you know, so whatever, printers and that. I've got one here, like basically like these power bricks. These were for the printers we've got, like label printers and stuff. They were on the floor, so these got flooded, tripped all the electrics. That's the only really damage we had, just a few of these to power various printers. But yeah, we had to just sweep it all out. Luckily, the drain, we got a manhole cover in the warehouse, so I popped that up, and of course all the water started flooding down that and going off to sewage. So yeah, we managed to brush it all out, and then I got the wet vac out and sucked it all. And yeah, it's dried out really nicely now. You wouldn't know. I mean, there's a couple of little damp patches still where the water was sat quite heavy, which I brushed out today. So I keep brushing it out to sort of spread it a bit, and then it dries quicker. So it should be gone by Monday. So yeah, it's all right now. Anyway, so yeah, that was all a bit of a drama. Steve says, Mark's Mods shall endeavour to catch you. Todd says, hello, good evening all. Did I miss it? Yeah, you did, unfortunately. Yeah, we just did the other side of the suspension arm on VW. There's not really a lot of movement in there, but it's not going to bounce about. It's a bit like the Routemaster. It's got suspension, but it's not really, doesn't get used. Mark says, Steve, 131, thanks, mate. Peter says hi to Todd. Mark says hi to Todd. And John says evening all and good night. So, yeah. Yeah, good night for me. Hope you have a good weekend. Stay cool. And I will see you again on Monday for Leopard Tank. So, take care, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. Please like, share, subscribe, and all that good stuff. I'm on 695 subs. Be great to see that go to 700. 5 more subs. So please like, share, subscribe, and all that good stuff. And I'll see you on Monday. Good night. You've been knocked down and got up again. In a corner, you're surrounded, no defenders. You've hit your fury and kept it in. But it's time now, you ignite and turn to embers. Like a phoenix, you burst in a fire burn. A thirst and desire, you transform right up in a flash. You spread your wings to rise from the ashes. Phoenix, you burst in a fire burn. A thirst and desire, you transform right up in a flash. You spread your wings to rise from the ashes. Electric